Hello, guys. Welcome to What If DEKU was a Saiyan. So, we're gonna get into it. Chapter 1, A Boy Born from the Stars. In a world where quirks define destinies, where heroes soared through skies built of dreams and danger, a single boy was born, carrying something far older than any quirk could explain. He was not born from a mutation nor experiment. His blood whispered of the stars, and his name was Izuku Midoriya. From the moment he entered the world, strange things happened around him. The light in the hospitals flickered, the air shimmered, and the nurse swore she felt the pulse of warmth radiate from the newborn's crib. Doctor ran tests. They said his cells were abnormal, far denser than human tissue. They called it an anomaly. But Inko Midoriya, she just smiled. To her, he was perfect. She never realized she was holding a warrior, a child descended from a race that once shook the universe. By age 4, Izuku was curious, quiet, different. He watched the other kids use their quirks, sparks, lights, tiny flames, and he'd wonder, what about me? He didn't have a quirk, at least not one they could see. But one day something shifted. He was playing alone in the yard, a breeze passing through his hair. He stared at the toy on the ground, and for a moment he felt something stir deep inside, like heat, like fire, but alive. He reached out to it, and the toy rolled forward. No touch, no quirk, just pure will. He gasped, stumbled back, his heart racing, and for the first time, the energy inside him answered. That was his first taste of Ki, the life force that flows through all things and burns brightest in Saiyan blood. That night, he told his mom. She thought it was his imagination, but when the air shimmered around his hand, her smile faded. She hugged him tightly, afraid and amazed, and little Izuku whispered, "Mom, I think I can feel the world." So the next day, Inko would take Izuku Midoriya to the quirk doctor, and the quirk doctor and no doctor actually could explain it. They said it wasn't a quirk, just an anomalous bioenergy, but whatever it was, it changed him. When he ran faster. When he fell, he healed quicker. And when he got angry, the air around him trembled. The Saiyan's instincts were beginning to awake within Izuku. But Izuku didn't have it easy, because he didn't have an easy life. His childhood wasn't easy. At school, he was called quirkless, bullied, ignored, and mocked for his dreams. And as he got older, even his best friend, Katsuki Bakugo, the golden prodigy with explosions for hands, laughed at him. "Face it, Deku, you'll never be a hero." But Deku, calmly, with intensity, knew deep down Izuku. But Deku, deep down, wasn't angry. He was hurt, and that pain became fuel. He trained in secret, push-ups, sprints, breathing exercises, not to be strong, but to understand this energy he feels inside of him. Every night he'd stare at the stars through his bedroom window. He didn't know why, but they felt familiar, as if something out there was calling him home. And then one day, everything changed. At 4 years old, every child must take a quirk diagnosis. So, Inko held his hand tight, smiling nervously. The doctor scanned his bones, his cells, his eyes. Minutes passed, then the words came. I'm sorry, Miss Midoriya, but your son doesn't have a quirk factor. Inko gasped. Izuku looked down. The doctor continued. However, his biologic sorry. However, his biology is unusual. His muscle fibers, cell densities, and energy readings are off the charts. He's different. He's a different type of biologic. His DNA is rapid, transformative, responsive to the touches he feels on his body. And the word echoed in his mind like thunder. The night, that night, when he left the quirk doctor, he didn't cry. He just stared at the stars again. And for the first time, that fire inside him answered. A small spark of ki pulsed in his chest, and he whispered, I don't need a quirk. I'll be a hero my own way. He didn't know it then, but that single moment, that single promise was the spark that would light the path of a Saiyan hero. As the years passed for Izuku, finally growing up to be a teenager, he grew stronger, faster, sharper, and every scar from Bakugo's bullying had only hardened his resolve. And when others slept, he trained. When others doubted, he pushed harder. Sometimes his punches cracked the air. Sometimes his shouts carried waves of energy. Although no one understood, he felt it. The power of a warrior growing quietly in a world of heroes. But destiny was waiting. And soon the world would learn that Izuku Midoriya was no ordinary boy. Because sometimes the universe hides its greatest heroes in the humblest hearts, and from the ashes of rejection, a Saiyan rises. Chapter 2. At this time, Izuku has turned 14. The world had already decided his fate. A quirkless nobody, destined to be nothing. That is what everyone believes. A boy who would never be a hero. But destiny doesn't ask for permission. Each day he'd walk the same road home, notebook in hand, analyzing every hero, every move, every battle. He didn't just admire them, he studied them. Every kick, every dodge, every rescue. To everyone else, he was obsessed. To him, it was preparation. Boom! A distant explosion with a huge crowd of people had gasped. Then came that afternoon, smoke in the distance, screams. A villain made of sludge had attacked Izuku. But actually, let's change it. In this story, the sludge villain did not even attack Izuku. So we'll say the smoke in this distance screams. A villain made of sludge tearing through the streets. Izuku's heart froze, but his heart raced at the same time. That excitement that a sand cannot hold, that excitement for battle. Heroes were arriving. Kamui Woods, Mount Lady, but the creature slipped into the sewers, escaping. Izuku exhaled. That was close. But fate wasn't done with him yet. That villain had attacked Izuku and the air around him had went cold. Something moved behind him, wet, heavy, alive. Then a voice. Perfect. My skin suit's just my size. Sludge burst from the shadows, wrapping his face and chest. Izuku gasped, choking, eyes wide with panic. The villain laughed. Don't fight it, kid. You'll pass out soon enough. Now, the instinct kicked in. That same energy that once made his toys float now roared to life. Ki surged through his body like a storm. A blue flash exploded his chest, vaporizing every part of the sludge. He roared, the air trembling. Concrete cracked beneath him. The villain screamed, "Whoa! What the hell are you?" Izuku didn't answer. He didn't even understand what was happening, only that his body refused to die. And then a voice boomed above him. It was All Might. "Fear not, young man, for I am here." All Might descended like a thunderbolt, punching through the sludge with a single blow. The creature scattered. Izuku fell to his knees, gasping for air. All Might, with his symbolic smile, the symbol of peace. "You're safe now." He helped Izuku up, eyes scanning him carefully. There was something strange about this boy. The air around him still shimmered faintly, like heat rising off a flame. With All Might curious, he had spoke with a soft voice. "That was brave, kid. Not many can stand up to a villain like that." Izuku breathless. I I couldn't just run. My body moved on its own. All Might nodded. A hero's heart indeed. He gathered the villains into bottles, preparing to leave. But Izuku's voice stopped him. "All Might! Wait! Do you think someone without a quirk can still be a hero?" All Might froze. His smile faltered just for a moment. He turned slowly, eyes heavy with something Izuku couldn't name. "Being a hero takes more than power, young man. But without strength to protect others, even courage can break." Those words hit harder than any punch. Izuku lowered his head, silent. All Might leaped away, disappearing into the skyline, and yet something in him burned brighter. He didn't know it yet, but that question, that plea, had reached All Might's heart. Hours later, as All Might walked the city rooftops, deep in thought, the bottle holding the sludge villain had slipped from his pocket, and fate came full circle once again. The villain escaped again, this time attacking a crowd near a shopping district. Heroes struggled to contain it. Smoke and screams filled the air, and the center of it all was Katsuki Bakugo, and he was trapped under the sludge, tightened around him, suffocating, burning. Heroes hesitated, unsure how to attack without hurting the boy, and from the crowd a single figure moved. Izuku ran. He didn't think. He didn't care that he had no quirk. His body moved faster than ever before. The air shaken, his ki flaring like green fire. He leapt through the smoke, fist clenched, eyes blazing. "Let him go!" His punch connected, the ground shattered, a wave of force exploding outward. The sludge hissed, fragments scattering. Even Bakugo's eyes widened, seeing the kid he mocked now radiating pure, unstoppable energy. Then a shadow fell over them. All Might! He had seen everything, and for the first time in years he smiled, not as the symbol, but as a man, inspired. Young man, you moved before you could think. That's what makes a hero. And a quiet breeze soared over them. Later, as the sun dipped below the city skyline, All Might found Izuku alone, sitting on the curb, bruised, exhausted. He looked up weakly. All Might, I'm sorry I made things worse. All Might shook his head. No, Midoriya. You reminded me of what a true hero is. Then his body shifted, smoke rising, revealing his true form. His muscles shrank. Izuku gasped. What? You're... Yes, All Might said, coughing. This is me, at my weakest. But today I saw strength in you that I haven't seen in years. A place... He placed a hand on Izuku's shoulder. You said you wanted to be a hero without a quirk. But what if I told you I could pass mine on to you? Izuku froze. His mind screamed it was impossible. But his sane heart, understood instinctively. Power could be shared, energy could be inherited, and one for all, the flame of generations had just found its perfect vessel. All Might smiled. He grinned. You have already proven your worth now. Let's make you strong enough to protect everyone, including yourself. Izuku's eyes burned with tears and hope. Yes, sir! That day, the world's greatest hero chose the boy born of stars. And one for all, the power of unity met Saiyan blood. A fusion that would shake the foundations of power itself. From that day forward, Izuku trained harder than ever. All Might didn't just see a successor, he saw a phenomenon. When one for all flowed through him, it didn't tear his body apart like the others. His sane physiology, his sane physiology. Bro, how do you say that? Physiology absorbed it, amplified it, perfected it. Each blast of ki grew sharper. Each punch echoed like thunder. And within his heart, two powers began. The spark of humanity, the fire of the Saiyan. But destiny wasn't finished yet because every warrior's story must be tested in battle, and for Izuku, that test would come sooner than he managed. Chapter 3: The Path to a Hero. The final chapter was the training of awakening one for all. For 10 months, Izuku lived a double life. By day, a boy chasing his dream. By night, a warrior born of two worlds. All Might called it training. The same blood called it evolution. Every morning began before sunrise. Weights twice his size. Sprints until his lungs burned. Broken bones, torn skin. And through it all, he smiled. All Might. Again! until the beach is clean. Izuku, yes, sir! Sound of trashing being lifted, wind whooshing, waves hitting shores. The once polluted Dagobah Beach slowly transformed, each piece of debris thrown away not just by strength, but by will. Yeah, I mean, sorry, I think I mispronounced it. Once polluted Dagobah Beach slowly transformed, each of the debris away, not just by strength, but by his will. Each day, his ki flared brighter. At first, it was small bursts, then waves. By month 4, he could channel it through his arms. By month 6, he could channel it through every punch and kick. All Might was smiling proudly. Incredible! His body, it's adapting even faster than I expected. The Saiyan physiology is like he was made for this power. And All Might was right. The fusion of Saiyan DNA and One for All wasn't just a combination, it was synergy. Every cell in Izuku's body screamed for growth, and One for All answered kindly. 10 months later, the beach was spotless. The air still smelled of salt and metal, but the horizon reflected something new. Hope. All Might stood beside them, smiling proudly. You have done it, Midoriya. You have earned this power. He held out a single hair. Izuku confused. And wait, I'm supposed to eat that? All Might laughed. You want my power or not? Izuku had a short pause with just immediate silence. Like, what? But, and so, in the most unheroic way possible, Izuku Midoriya inherited the power of legends. But what followed wasn't peaceful. As One for All fused with his sane energy, his body convulsed, his aura exploded, green lightning and a golden fire intertwined. The beach trembled, All Might shaded his eyes. By God, this energy, it's off the charts! For minutes, Izuku screamed until the power stabilized. That was embarrassing. And when he opened his eyes, they shone bright, emerald laced with gold. His hair flickered for a moment, just a moment, like a Super Saiyan. Then it faded, but something inside him had changed forever. Now, now that he's integrated One for All, weeks had passed by and the UA entrance exam had arrived. Thousands of students' dreams, pressure, and one boy with a secret power he barely understood. Izuku was nervous. He may be a Saiyan, but he's still nervous. Okay, deep breaths. I can't lose control. One for All is power, but the one who directs it. One for All is power, but I'm the one who directs it. Focus your ki. Keep it steady. Across the field he saw Uraraka, Ochaku Uraraka, smiling kindly before the test began. He waved nervously, she waved back, and just like that, he felt calm. The robot sirens blaring, chaos starts. President Mike, begin! Students scattered in every direction, launching quirks, attacks, explosions. Izuku sprinted forward, ki flaring through his legs. Every robot he punched shattered, Every beam he dodged burned the ground behind him. All Might watched from the control room, smiling as his successor moved like a blur of green and gold light. Then came the zero pointer, a heavy mantle stomping, shaking the ground. The ground quaked. A colossal robot rose from the shadows, its eyes burning red. Students screamed and ran. Uzuku froze until he saw her, Uraka, trapped under rumble. His mind went blank. His sane instincts kicked in. His body moved. His ki bursted from his feet. He rocketed upwards, eyes blazing. I won't let you hurt anyone! One for all, the same power entwined, lightning and golden fire spiraling into the sky. He clenched his fist with a roar that echoed across the city. Smash! The entire zero pointer disintegrated, a single blow that broke the sound barrier. All you hear is wind blowing, coupled with the silence of the audience. But power has a price. The impact shattered his legs and arms. He fell powerless. He fell powerless. Then soft hands caught him. Uraka worried. You idiot, you saved me. She smiled. He smiled back weakly. As the recovery girl healed him later, Izuku realized something powerful. Heroism wasn't about being strong. It was about acting, no matter how much it hurts. Days later, the letter arrived. UA High School. Izuku held his breath, opened it. A hologram of All Might appeared. Congratulations, young Midoriya. You've passed the UA entrance exams. I did it. I really did it. He couldn't help but cry and whimper as he said it. That night he stood on his balcony watching the stars. Each one reminded him of where he came from and where he was going. The same blood in his veins hummed quietly as the power of One for All burned beside him. He clenched his fist. I became the greatest hero in the world. And somewhere beyond the clouds, a distant planet stirred as if something ancient had finally awakened. That was only the beginning, because the boy who inherited the will of heroes and the blood of warriors was about to change everything. This is a rise of Izuku Midoriya, the Saiyan of UA High School. So thank you for watching. If you liked, or thank you for listening. If you liked the video, comment down below. Give me some tips on how to make it better, because still in beginning phases, and give me some tips on what type of games, mobile games, I can play for you guys. Yeah, thanks. Goodbye.